Welcome to 5 Star Weekly. A rumor of a new signing, but why should we trust the front office at this point? We're getting all that and more coming up. Before we get into it, become part of the notification squad by hitting the bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube. Welcome to the show, 5 Star Fam. I'm AJ, and yes, Atl United are off this week, but yes, there was the NYCFC match, which we did have a live post-match fan reaction to it, but yeah, we will get into a little bit of that review. Not too hard because, yeah, it was definitely not something that we want to revisit very in depth. But, yes, let's, before we do all that, give some big shouts out to our loyal Patreon fam. Most notably, Gavin, Jordan, Niall, Andrew, Chris, Nick, and Jeff. Thank you guys so much as always. But, yes, Atlanta United went to Yankee Stadium, to the Bronx, walked out 4-0 losers, unfortunately. And, yeah, it was, yeah, a span of 4 minutes where 3 goals were scored, and that's just a absolute travesty. Especially after the first half, which was a pretty decent one, considering, but then, you know, getting a little bamboozled. You know, it was a 1-0 scoreline at the half, but yeah, pretty much, you know, again, you just wet the bed, and I mean, it is almost indefensible at this point, where Brooks Lennon makes a couple of mistakes, and yeah, it's just he's having a horror show for the 2025 season. And yeah, I mean, defensively, just really not cutting the mustard. And yeah, you know, a little bit of playing the hot hand as well, where Ronnie Dyla started Jamal Tiare up top. But yeah, you know, the most notable kind of you know, chance that we had was pretty much, yeah, a Derek Williams, you know, ball in the back of the net, but it was unfortunately not where we actually were able to make it count. And well, actually, it glanced across the face of goal, and Jamal Tiare tapped it in, but the offside flag went up. And so, you know, that in the 36 minutes. Pretty much, that's probably our best chance. It's pretty freaking sad. But, yeah, the goal seemed to be lump it forward, long ball. And it really, you know, kind of maybe could have been effective. But, yeah, we just really weren't able to get kind of the chances that we really wanted. Of course, Jamal Tiare did have a penalty shout at one point, but yeah, VAR looked at it. Apparently, it was not you know, apparently it was not a penalty, and there wasn't even a replay shown, which is a little bit suspect. But yeah, the 3 goals though, just capitulating, heads dropping, and absolutely not staying switched on to stay in the game. Yeah, it could have been uglier, and ultimately, yeah, you know, it is just another moment of us on the road where things just don't change. And you know, a 3-0, another 3-0, and a 4-0 on the road this season is absolutely unacceptable and cannot happen within one season. And yeah, you might say that, okay, you know, Ronnie Dyla, you know, he's responsible for this, but I think it's very much on the players to stay switched on. And you know, you can only say so much as a coach at this point. I mean, it seems like, you know, there is some toxicity within the minds and the mentality of these players. And it's very much everyone's to blame, because the front office that have brought in these players have not brought in players that have the winning mentality. And I think, yeah, it's just too many of these guys are not playing for the badge, are not playing for the pride even. and their own pride. And yeah, it's just sad to see, really. But yeah, I think beyond the second start of his career, Will Riley, Luke Brennan coming on for his second substitute appearance for Atl United this season, and he's got new blonde locks, or at least kind of like a buzz. But yeah, also Nick Cisak also made his MLS debut as a substitute in the 88th minute, and yeah, he was signed to a short-term agreement, so they might as well have used him pretty much. He came on for Pedro Amador. So yeah, those I guess are the notable things, the highlights of this match. Otherwise, a very, very rough watch, and I think a lot of people did turn off after those goals, some even before the half. So yeah, it's completely understandable, and it's just one of these things. Yeah, I mean, we should have probably at least gotten a result in this game, I feel like, but this was one of the slightly easier games somehow of this road trip, but it is what it is. We have not been able to get any points so far. But yeah, up next is the Columbus Crew next Wednesday at lower.com field. But yeah, we'll have an episode before that match, hopefully, before that game commences. But let's get into the news. And Atl United announced that defender Derek Williams, he's expected to miss the next 3 to 4 weeks after suffering a partial tear of the peroneal longus tendon in his right foot, and his rehabilitation process will determine his return to play timeline. And another defender goes down. Our two most really experienced and veteran players in our defense are out. And yeah, it's just going to be next man up. And yeah, we're going to probably see a lot of Noah Cobb, Efrain Morales, Luis Abram. I mean, it's a little bit undersized if it's Luis Abram and Noah Cobb. So yeah, I think we're going to probably see Efrain Morales a little bit more too, in that kind of 3 center back setup. Maybe a little bit of Ronaldo Hernandez here and there, Matt Edwards as well. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very inexperienced side. But I guess, now's the moments to play these homegrowns and have them learn on the job. So, but MLS also announced the best-selling kits so far of the 2025 season. And amongst them were Miguel Almiron and Emmanuel Atl. Miggy came in at number 3 after Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi rounding out from 2 to 1. And a familiar friend, Darlington Nagbe, is at number 5. Number 21 is Latte Lat. But yeah, it marks the 7th time in 9 years that multiple players have made the list for Atl United. But yeah, it just shows that, wow, Atl United fans are still showing out, still buying the kits, still spending a lot of money, and we're not getting a whole lot in return, really. It's just kind of a really thing that I pretty much have harped on for a couple years now, maybe even more, that the fans are propping up the club. There was that famous adage that Frank de Boer said that the fans are spoiled, but Atl United fans are definitely spoiling the club, and it's been that case for quite some time now. But yeah, next bit of news. Per Tom Bogert of Gimme Sport and Soccer Wise, Atl United is nearing a deal to sign Albanian international center back Enea Mihaj on a free transfer, and Mihaj will be eligible to play for Atl United once the MLS summer transfer window opens on July 24th. So it's definitely still a month away. But yeah, it is not a done deal completely yet, but it seems to be pretty close. He plays in the Portuguese Primeira Liga. He's 26, 6'1", 172 pounds. He joins from, or will join, reportedly anyway, from Famalicão. And this past season, he started 29 games, played 2,500 total minutes, 2,533, while also contributing 1 assist. And yeah, he helped Famalicão to a 7th place finish in the Primeira Liga in the 2024 and 2025 season. And yeah, he joined Famalicão from PAOK in Greece in 2022, where he played there for 2 seasons. And yeah, he's got 15 total caps for the Albanian national team dating back to 2018, where also he was selected to the Albania Euro 2024 squad. That's some info thanks to our latest and newest assistant referee in our Discord, Nick Teal. But yeah, definitely read his article on Enea Mihaj. That's on our Patreon. But yeah, he, as far as Mihaj, is a player that's good at intercepting, good at blocking, has a little bit of a pass to him, but yeah, definitely more of that kind of destructive type of center back that we probably need. We need one of those kind of guys that's at his size, can really just sweep up, make sure that he actually defends and actually keeps teams off of the board. So a player that's potentially could be part of what we need, but definitely our current defender core is fairly inexperienced or injured, and it's really just at this point we need bodies that can stay healthy. So as far as Mihaj playing 29 games this past season, it's better than some of our players that we currently have. So that's definitely what's needed. But yeah, as far as I think what he's going to be able to provide for Atl United, I think it's a little bit of a stability, hopefully. It looks like we'll probably need to play him in a 3 center back setup. I'm not so sure that I think his on the ball ability will be able to just allow him to pair with another lone center back in a duo. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how he can transition from the Primeira Liga to MLS. But yes, it definitely is a need for us, and hopefully his at least salary will not cost that much. So him being on a free is a very good thing for sure. So the real question is, why should we trust any of the moves by the front office right now? It's a very good question, because yeah, we are definitely underperforming as a whole, as a team. Really, no player has outperformed kind of their expectations, and it's just kind of dire at this moment. So yeah, right now it just seems like it's bodies, and especially on a free, it's not exactly where it's this guy that's pulling up trees that has commanded a massive transfer fee, but ultimately it's somebody that we still need experience. We still need someone that can help us defend, and hopefully this guy can do it for a team that really needs it. But yeah, Atl Utd 2, let's move on to that. They fell 1-0 to Huntsville City FC on a Wednesday evening at Turner Soccer Complex in Athens. And academy players Atl Utd and Didi Siberian made their professional debuts as Toto Majubi made his debut for Atl Utd 2 as well. Patrick Weah made his first start of the season. But that does it for the news, and it gets us to the mailbag. And you guys send in these questions through IG Story and Discord. Please continue to do so, and we might answer your question in the future. But first, the question comes from Nick in the ATL, who gets first priority because he is our highest Patreon tiered member. He asks, after my screen starts going black, how much farther does Lagerwey and company need to go in a total makeover in our defense? In other words, do we focus the entire summer window on this? Definitely interesting. I think there probably should be some prioritization of this. I think if we can't do all of the moves, I think you'll see with some of the players, if we can get something for them this summer. If we can't, probably this winter, we'll either have their contracts expire and move on from them naturally, or try to, find a suitor for them. But yeah, definitely a center back for sure. Another right back for sure for Brooks Lennon. Possibly a backup left back as well. With a little bit more experience. Maybe not starter material, but having some options off of the bench other than Manuel Hernandez, where it's a left footer. Because, yes, we cannot use Dominique Chankwi anymore this season because of those short-term agreements. So that is definitely frustrating. I think midfield also should be a priority if we can find it, because... yeah, I think the volatility in the middle there has been an issue. But, I think you also try to find out if Will Riley can play for you in the middle there. Maybe a combination of Riley and Fortune, and really see how they can fare until you can maybe make more moves in the winter. But, I think I'm also game to... bring in some players in the summer transfer window if you can move on some of those players as well. Almost have a fire sale of sorts to see if you can get some value for any of the players that are currently in the squad that have underperformed, that are a little older, not homegrowns, that you still are curious about to see how well they can do in MLS. So I think that's my goal there. I think so a little bit of defense and midfield, hopefully a goal scoring midfielder that can help us in our build up, because that really seems like one of our biggest issues. It's not only defense, but the build up is so important in our possession, in us being able to keep the ball in order to keep the opposition away from our goal. So I think that in itself is one of those things that's super duper important. But greatest Hibbert fan temporary asks, do we need 2 to 3 more transfer windows? It seems so, probably, because one transfer window will not solve the issue. That really takes us to pretty much the start of next year. So hopefully that is only the case, but it is pretty much a little bit of banter at this point, of course, because Garth Lagerwey has pretty much kind of said that at times. But winless in 5. When's the next time we get to get shut out twice in a row? Can we make it 3 in a row? There's a possibility, unfortunately, because Columbus Crew are as tough of a customer as they come. Wilfred Nancy has that team playing very well, and it's just a case of, sometimes we have been able to play in Columbus, up to the opposition, but sometimes it also has not happened. But next question comes from Indomitable Lion. Should the club seek out players playing in the Club World Cup? Well, I mean, ideally we could, but yeah, I don't really know if any of them will want to come here because they will be players that are playing in a pretty, I guess, quote unquote, prestigious competition, even though it might be a little bit of a glorified friendly. But either way, yeah, of course, if we can get some of the players that are, bench players on those teams, sure. But again, I'm not so sure that we can actually lure any of those players right now in our place in the standings. But let's see. Next question comes from Submachine OP. Who's Enea Mihaj, and can he play much better than Edwards? I think he will be playing probably a little bit with Edwards, probably. And Noah Cobb, Matt Edwards will be kind of, the understudies a little bit, so that we can have some more experience on the pitch in defense. But it also is, if Cobb, Edwards, and also Morales play all together, it'll be interesting. I mean, that could be the thing. But Mihaj probably is more experienced, so he probably will play better than Edwards at this moment, as Edwards is still learning his trade, but doesn't mean that Edwards will not be useful going forward, as he has proven to be this season. But next question comes from Hayden, and he asks, I love the new CB that we just signed. Portuguese League had some great players. What do you guys think? So, yeah, I mean, obviously I outlined kind of what the player might bring for us. Portuguese League, of course, also has brought us Pedro Amador on a free, coincidentally, as well. But, yeah, hopefully it does go as well as that. Hopefully a little bit more health as well, because Amador has been in and out of the squad. But yeah, that is the unfortunate bit. Land Guy in ATL says, will we see more of a Latte and Jamal up top together? I think until Cayman Togashi comes back in, I'm not so sure that we will see those two together. We need, to kind of preserve our out-and-out strikers without kind of wearing them down. So I think, yeah, we're probably only going to start one of them, and probably Miguel Miron next to them. But, maybe for a spell here and there for one game, possibly. But let's see. Huzar93 says, I just don't know anymore. It seems like the team got no chemistry. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely chemistry. It's definitely a cultural misfit. It's a team that cannot really figure out how to play to each other's strengths. And that's been an issue for quite some time. Not only this year, obviously. It's, a team that capitulates easily, don't play for each other. And of course, like I've mentioned, doesn't play for the badge on the front. But Jair Reynolds asks, would you go watch ATL on a Monday at 3 p.m.? They're pretty much pointing out that, yes, Chelsea also played at the Benz at 3 p.m. And yeah, it was fairly empty. It was not the most attended match. Of course, yeah, Atl Utd, I mean, yeah, I have gone and seen them at odd hours of the day and times. If they did play it at 3 p.m., I mean, in this state right now, I mean, I wouldn't take off work for it. That would be probably not the smartest thing. I would be losing money, and then also probably not be provided a ton of entertainment because, it's just one of those at games right now. We're getting crushed. So, it wouldn't necessarily be the smartest thing. And, I mean, I think if it was obviously a weekend, we've done that. But, yeah, it's the Club World Cup is kind of silly for doing that for sure. But, Chris Ako asks, Mihaj is all we need, or do we need another defender? Yeah, like I mentioned, I think we need another right back. I think, yeah, we need some solidity in that defensive position. Someone that can defend. That might allow us to play with 4 at the back instead of 3 at the back. You know, it might allow us another attacker. But at that point, we would need a left winger, because I'm not so sure Edwin Musquera is that answer. But yeah, but guys, that pretty much is the mailbag and the entire show, except for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, do rumored transfer targets still really excite you, or are you suffering from PTSD from the front office's moves? Let us know in the comments below. Looking forward to what you have to say. But guys, that is the episode there and there. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I've been AJ. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.